This futures live stream event is proudly brought to you by MightyOxTrading. All information contained herein should be considered for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing seen or heard should be considered financial advice.
Well, it helps if I unmute myself. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's had a good night and ready for a great day. Reggie, good morning. Haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? You still trading? Chris, thank you. Good morning to you. Appreciate that. Now, like I said, I'm running behind. ES is about a 20-point range, about 120 points on NQ. Kappa, 280 ticks of range. Ultra Bond, about a point and a half of range there. Gold, big drop, dropped under 26, popping back up. Looks like about 37 points in range. Crude oil, big dip, just about a point in range. Natural gas popping up. Bitcoin pulling off its all-time highs, which was up around almost 90,000. It's pulled down to 86,000 now. So that's why you should stand there, whatever body posture you're choosing to take. Let me catch my breath. So, Reggie, did you leave already? How you doing? Give me 1 minute. Popping up with a blue candle. Oh, there you are. Oh, no, you're fine. I just want to, I haven't seen you in such a long time. I was hoping I didn't miss you. It's getting better, getting better. Okay. Little grind back up. We are have an ATR a little over 5.5. Let's see. News today. News today. News today. Not a lot. Canadian building permits. I don't think that's going to move the market. Red Book never moves the market. A couple of Fed speakers at 10 and 10:15, and that's it. Nothing much today. How about you, Reggie? You still trading? Yeah, I hope you can. So rising up here a bit. We dipped down to 183, popped up to 199. Just trying to find the time, Reggie, or the money, or what's your challenge point? Oh, oh, I totally forgot about that. Ouch. I remember that now. That was not a fun day. Nice little rise up. Are you gonna try and get back in with a regular brokerage? Or are you gonna try and do a prop firm thing? Okay, why Apex? Not that there's anything wrong with Apex, it just they had that intraday drawdown, and there's some others that don't. Morning Jay or afternoon Jay. Well, my number one recommendation now is MyFundedFutures. Um, they have no funded setup fee, so overall they're the cheapest overall. I mean, I don't know what size you want, but for like a 50K, they'd be $80 all in. Um, and they're my number one recommendation now. Now you also have. See, it's been a while since you've been around. There's now the concept of direct to funded, skipping the eval and just become and buying in to become a funded trader. It's more expensive, but multiple props have that now as well. I mean, Apex is still good. They had a bunch of issues over the summer, and it made a lot of people hate them. Caused some wars in my server, but they're still a top 5 firm for me. The funded direct to funded. MyFundedFutures has them. They're called milestone plans. I'll recommend a 25K. It's a static drawdown. You have to start off slow, and you hit 4 payout. Once you hit 4 payouts, you move to an actual live brokerage account. If not them, then Tradeify. They're my number 2. Blue candle here. I might take this if it holds for the next 35 seconds. And I can find my Tradovate window. There it is. In about an hour, Matt from Theresa's Trading will be joining us. Trading coach and educator, talking about some stuff. We're we're along here. Let's see what we get. Should we move the target down though? For some reason I had a 20-point target on that. We need to move that down. Where is that? Maybe I have no target on it? Oh, that's how high it is. Wow. Let's put it where am I in at? 199. Let's put it at 210. See if we can get up there. For direct to funded, Reggie, MyFundedFutures, they have what's called a milestone plan for the direct to funded. You get, you hit 4 milestones, which is basically 4 payouts, and then you're moved to a live brokerage account. Yeah, that MyFundedFutures, what it's advertising is the regular evals. The direct to funded are more expensive. Come on, rise up. Morning, Chris. I am stressed but good. Taking that off the table there. That was a nice win. 7.25 points. Morning, Platt. Yeah, I did 7. Yeah, I took 7. It looks like I could have kept it on, but decided to start the morning off with a sure thing there. I would have got my full target there. Plus, how you doing, Platt? All right, thank you for the herd membership, Chris B. Appreciate that. Give me a moment. I'm going to be not looking at my screen. I realize that I need to make an adjustment in something in the banner. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's good. Download, download. Okay. Nice move up. 219. So I could have got the full 20 points if I left my target where the ATM put it, but we'll get more. Let me know if you have any other questions, Reggie. I'd be happy to answer them. Lots changed in the prop world since you were last here. Appreciate that, and congrats on your payout. Glad to hear that. Pulls back here a little bit. Pops down, goes down to the 20-ish, kind of floating above it. It doesn't want to pop back up. A little more than an hour away from the bell. Everyone, I need you to tell me to be the bigger person and walk away from the person that's egging me on in my Discord right now. Coming down. Sitting here just above 21,200. So yesterday we had that big drop at the open. Kept going, finally bounced, but we're kind of choppy since. Phidias is back to their 50% off offer. I'll have to get that. moving as well. Dow rising up nice. Wow. Hey, look at that, right? Is that moving right? 5-minute chart, right? Yeah. Wow. Look at the Dow. 120 odd points in the last 10 minutes. Popping up. Didn't trust that blue. We'll have a blue Christmas. But today we have Matt from Phidias Trading coming on for a bit. Tomorrow we'll have RJ on for 8 hours. We're doing an 8-hour stream tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Thursday, I have an interview with the CFO of Tick Tick Trader. That should be posted up on Friday or Saturday. And I hope you all checked out the interview I did with the CEO of Phoenix Trader Funding. That was posted yesterday. Nice rise. So I should have trusted the blue. I'll have a blue. Nice little rise back up. 5-minute chart on here. Eh. Morning, John. How are you? Yep, I should have trusted the blue, but that's okay. Excellent. Depends on the setup. Um, Primus? Is it Primus or Primus? I'm gonna guess Primus, but let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Analytics, and it depends on the setup. Okay. Welcome to the server. I don't recognize your name, so I'm assuming you're new. Or I'm getting Alzheimer's and I forgot you, but oh, welcome. Glad you're here. Going back, touching the 9. Tomorrow we have CPI on the agenda. Be fun. Comes down to 20 bounces. Yeah, it settled a little bit. We hit all-time highs yesterday and then collapsed. Shouldn't say collapsed. Came down about 200 points. Gold is really collapsed from its highs over here when it was almost touching 2,800. It got under 2,600 last night, bouncing some there. Ultra bonds still falling this morning. The amazing thing to watch right now is crypto. Bitcoin touched almost 90,000. It's falling pretty hard right now, but I'm really mad at myself. I looked at, I thought about putting $1,000 into Shiba Inu 2 weeks ago. And if I had, I would have almost doubled my money. It's pulling back a little bit now. Hold on, Shib. Yeah, it's pulling back today, but from here to about there is almost 100% gain. Nice, John. I don't have a long or short bias premise. I use a 1 minute chart and just go with what it's doing at the time. I scalp usually 10 points, 5 to 10 points, sometimes 20. But so, my biggest issue though is fighting trend, constantly thinking I know where it's going to reverse. And then it smacks me and reminds me that I should just be going with the trend. Trading coach and educator Matt from Phidias Trading will be joining us in about 30 minutes. And he'll be doing some screen sharing with us. Mostly NQ, but he'll dabble in other things as well. Yeah, it's oftentimes it seems like that premise that we have a move to set up CPI so CPI can do what they want CPI to do. Tomorrow, again, we're here all day, 8 to 4, with RJ on the mic with me. There's a couple of Fed speakers this morning. Tomorrow's, yeah, CryptoCon tomorrow doing an 8-hour stream. Nice rise back up. What's our high night? High over the overnight? 249. I only trade futures. I have a chart. No, that's not the one. This is the one with most of the big ones on: Apple, Tesla, Alphabet, Microsoft, GameStop, Nvidia, Meta. I look at it occasionally, but I don't trade them. I don't have that kind of money. Uh, no. Well, yes. There's one called Trade the Pool, which deals with stocks. I think there's a couple others. Now, Brett Simba from Tradeify mentioned about possibly looking into starting a prop for options. I don't know if he was messing around or not. He tweeted that yesterday, as a matter of fact. But I haven't seen any for options. But there's a couple around for stocks. Trade the Pool is the biggest one, I think. There we go. Nice rise back up to 231. Ah, okay. Yeah, I used to get their emails when I was checking them out a little bit, but I never got deep into it. I think there's only they have like a list of like what 100 or 200 stocks you can deal with. So if you see something running that you really like to play, you probably can't play it. Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Maybe it was another one I found a long time ago that had like limited to like 200. 10 minutes till the top of the hour. Are you trading with the prop firm's premise? So I usually ask questions of new people, and I totally forgot. Ask if you trade props, what assets you like to trade, and how long you've been trading. Cool. Nice list. Yes. that really, that whole thing. Now it's the. Give me 1 second there, because I think they call it something weird. Give me 1 second. Morning, Robin. How are you? Milestone. Yeah, I forgot how they labeled it. Milestone, Reggie. Make sure you're using my code MOT to get the 50. It gives you 15% off the 25K or 10% off the other sizes. I'm glad to hear that. They're going to start again, aren't they? Pulls down to the 20. Oh no, you're fine, Robin. I mean, you saw me just. I mean, I thought it was going to blow over quickly, and then once it was out of control, I was like, I put slow mode in for a little bit and got yelled at for that. So I was just like, Good morning, Christy. How are you? That's my funded futures. Yeah, that's awesome. I did get a little unkind last night. I got wound up in that whole thing, and I've apologized to the guy I got unkind to, but he's decided to be snarky back at me, which is fine. I thank you both. I appreciate that. Or all three of you, I guess I should say. We are just about at the bell. We have a 90 seconds? Not bell. I'm sorry. See, I'm getting all twisted up. Top of the hour, not bell. We have 32 minutes till the bell. I apologize. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping they would just like snipe at each other or vent for a bit and then it would stop. And it just kept getting worse and worse. It's like a fire it was sitting there at a fire. And it's just a brush fire at first, and next thing you know, it's eating up 80 acres. One for one on the morning so far. Missed a couple of good opportunities, but that's okay. Now, the problem is they're trying to flare it back up again right now. You're sitting here 30 minutes to the bell. Got it right that time. Crude oil opens. Can't go higher. Trying to break down the purple. Bounces. I don't like this price action. I do not like it, Sam. I am. More in USC. Is your trash out? Yeah, the excitement last night was. Yeah. I bet you wondered if I would remember to do that, USC. I don't have pajama merch. I probably could, but no one's gotten anywhere yet. Oh, John, not a lot. Yay! Glad to hear that, USC. I mostly use engulfing candles. These are the blue and the purples. You can see if I entered that blue right there. Like here, I entered this blue here, took that one up. I should have taken this purple, but didn't. I also use the band. I love a purple off the bands or blue off the bands like that for reversals. And I have EMAs on, so like for with momentum, I like blues that are touching the nine, like that one and that one. And that one I didn't trust. Or this one. Remember, you too can have a Mighty Ox trading ornament if you would like one. It's your own Mighty Ox ornament right there. Robin, your ornament is also processing right now. You should have it in about 10 days. They are available too. That that for True Says Trading, so he'll be here in about 10 minutes. Hey, Robin, I didn't tell him, so it's going to be a surprise unless he's listening in. But I sent one to Matt Larocco too. Appreciate that thought, USC. Up to the 9 EMA purple candle, gonna drip off there. Let's see. See how it finishes. Might take it. At more wick than body right now. 5 seconds on it. Of course. I didn't take it, but let's see what it does. Do I need to resize that? Pushing further down. Nearing the 200 EMA. It's about where it dipped to these other two times. I could have got, if I had entered there, I could have got 9 points, 8 points, something like that. A little bounce. These are the bounces that get me in trouble. Blue candle, do I want to take it or not? Sitting at 21,208. Nice, John. Very nice. Down to the 200 EMA. So, yep, that purple candle off the 9 there would have worked. I gotta start taking those with trend. Yeah, know that feeling, John. Know that feeling. It's still falling, breaks 200, breaks the 200 EMA. Just hanging here. 15 minutes till the bell. Blue candle's teasing me there right under the 9. It's sniffing the 9. It's a 9 sniffer. Um, Short stop, short target. It's probably going to stop me out. Yep, it's coming right back down. Should not have taken it. RJ, you're not going to believe who joined my server last night. Yep, stopped out on that one. I should have stayed out. It wasn't above the 9. That was stupid of me. RJ Seth joined my server last night. And he and I got into an argument. Okay, guys, we're about to bring in Matt from Phidias Trading. Just give me 1 second here. Good morning, Matt. How are you today?
I am good. Can you hear me all right?
I can. Can you guys hear Matt okay? I can turn him up. Is he sounding okay?
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. If you can't hear me, I start rapping, and nobody wants that.
Now, this is Matt from Phidias Trading Crypticon. I'm going to assume that you guys can hear him. So, all right. How are you doing today, Matt?
Ox, I'm doing good. I was off of Discord as of like 7 o'clock last night, so I'm doing a lot better than than you this morning.
Yeah. I wish I had been this.
They make block buttons for a reason, brother.
Yeah. I
So,
guess they
hey, nice to
missed.
meet you too there, Crypticon.
I
I
guess
don't know
they
you,
missed.
but we're friends
They,
now.
they missed all the FTT drama, so now they had to make some new drama. So.
Yeah, no, well, it's your server, but I'd get rid of those channels as soon as possible too. Am I the psychic trader? Yes, Crypticon. I can tell you exactly. Do you want to know where the markets are going to be at 2:17 in 30 seconds? I can. No, I can't tell you that. I'm not. I can't even. That I would make a joke. And then I get a really nasty email in like 4 hours from somebody, like, you said the markets were going to be here. So I use AI for my trading, absent of all intelligence. So
uh,
so yeah, we've got. I think today's going to start a really nice trend for the rest of the year. Not necessarily directional trend in one way or the other, but I think we finally got past some of the major market events last week. Yeah, I know we've still got Nvidia, a handful of earnings. I know we still got a Fed meeting, but I think we're going to get some really nice up and down, probably mostly up movement coming through the rest of calendar 2024. I'm really excited for it because September and parts of October were just garbage trading for like intraday momentum traders like me. Garbage trading. The scalpers, I know some of y'all feasted on that, but boy, I can't stand that stuff.
oh yeah, I like good trend trading, directional
Mhm.
trading, except for when I'm convinced that the trend has should end by now, and I keep trying to fight it. But
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those. It's fun because I like to tell people that when you get into trading, right, and then you have conversations with people in your life who are not into trading, they make certain assumptions, right? Like I have a good friend of mine, an old family friend, that I'll have. He's an older guy. I'll have brunch with him, a few times a year, and he just retired about 3 years ago. And he's his only experience with the markets is his retirement. He was an executive of one of the steel mills up here, so he's got a nice little retirement nest egg. And he generally assumes market up good, market down bad, right? So I'll occasionally get a text from him after one of those rare like 1.5, 2% down days. Like, oh, yeah, probably a rough day for you. And it's just like I don't have the heart to explain to him. It's like, no, I did well today, right? Give me another one tomorrow. I'm sorry for your retirement, but I'm banking right now. So it's kind of one of those things. We're investors and traders. We operate in the same markets, but we really don't. And it's always nice to sit, have some conversation with some like-minded individuals. And but yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the year because, like I said, as I say pretty consistently, as traders, we have two jobs every day,
Order
and they're
filled.
equally important, right? We're here to make money. Like, I enjoy the process. I enjoy conversations like this and helping people out where I can. But if you're not here to make money, you're wasting everybody's time. But there are days where we can make money, and there's days our primary job is to save money. And quite frankly, in my style of trading, there's been a lot of the latter over the course of the past 6 to 7 weeks. It's been one of the weirdest kind of, I don't even want to say range, because within a range we can operate, but just sort of unpredictable and unusual uh, chunks of the market that I've seen really since I've been a full time day trader for the last few years. But yeah, it's
Order
interesting,
filled.
and the world of day trading, and especially futures day trading, has just changed so much in the last 2 to 3 years, and it just continues to change with the variety of not just the funded trader companies and the prop firms, but the indicators, the platforms, the data feeds, all of that. It's yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Definitely interesting. And yeah, hopefully it does give us some great movement and we can all take advantage of it.
Well, that's it. That's it. So, all right, we got about 7 minutes till the open. I usually sit out about the first 15 minutes, just kind of let the markets kind of tell us where they're going to go. I think if you're a newer trader, if you're within your first year of trading, I know, the opening 5, 10, 15 minutes can be really sexy, but unless you're showing consistent profits during that time, and you don't know if you're showing consistent profits during that time unless you're properly journaling and evaluating your trades. Unless you're doing that, and I don't mean for a week or two, I mean over several months, I encourage you to just kind of let the 15 minutes play out, right? Just let the market, let the big boys get in, get their business done, and usually that can establish a really nice trend. Honestly, through most of 2024, that kind of those secondary moves after the opening hour, and then kind of the 2 to 3 Eastern hours, where I've been doing a lot of my trading, right? Where it's after the opening move, whatever that is, and before the power hour move, if there is a power hour move that day. That hasn't traditionally been what I've done. I've usually probably between, speaking in Eastern time here, probably between 10 and 11 is where I've done the largest chunk of my trading and day trading over the years. But that has been kind of pushed back a little bit to more 10:30 to noon, and then like I said, 2 to 3. So it's been. I think that's part of being a trader, right? That's you've got to adapt to the day to day, the week to week. And 2024 has been a pretty good year overall, but it's been a very unusual year, and so we'll see how we finish. But I'm cautiously optimistic we're gonna continue to make new all time highs.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the market doesn't ever want to stop going up anymore.
So, Ox, let me ask you, since we had our little coaching session, which for those of you that didn't see that, it's probably buried on your page now, but I did a one-on-one coaching session with Ox. He was kind enough to record it and post it. Since then, how's your trading been?
Yeah, up and down, honestly. The focus of my trading has I haven't been, except for this morning streams, haven't really been getting much chance anymore to actually trade because I'm
Hmm.
running everything. But I mean, I've been having some good days, and then I had like yesterday, yesterday and the day before, I fell back into some really bad habits of trying to, like I mentioned earlier, fighting the trend, and it's just like that mental block of trying to do that, and it hurts me badly, and
Hmm.
then by the time I realize what I'm doing, it's like I'm already down big. So that habit right there, I still need to work on. But I mean, overall, my trading is getting better, but it's still not over the hump of where I need it to be. Put it that way.
Yeah, well, I think with what when we talked a couple weeks ago, it's basically you're making a pretty good amount of good trades. It's just we need to eliminate and cut down on some of the bad trades, and that seems to be what you
Right.
just said as well.
I'm posting the link for that coaching session in the chat if you guys want to check that out. The other thing, I need to work on is, I don't just usually, I'm not looking for just a 10-point trade or, going 10-10 no matter what. I'm basing a lot of my trades off the, like what it's doing right now. So like for say right now, I'll be going for like a 5-point trade. Whereas after the bell, I'll probably go for more like a 10-point trade, look at whatever the ATR is doing. But I noticed that, like pre-market, I'll take 2 or 3 good trades based on the 5-point ATR, get 5 points, great trades, and then one bad trade after the bell will wipe out those 3 trades because I'm going for more and the stop loss is bigger. So I need to figure that part out. If I'm not sure if I need to go with more size on when it's slower or if because like I said, I'm wiping out one 3 good trades with like one bad trade.
Hmm. Yeah, I always say when I'm working with somebody, we talk about this in that session, of course,
Yeah,
and when I'm working with an individual or even just responding via direct message or anything like that, I always say every trader should know. I'm not saying off the top of your head, although yeah, you probably should, but every trader should know in general, and I usually break it down by setup as well. But every trader should know your average winner, your average loser, and your winning percentage, right? And so I'll say let's start with a break-even trader. So let's say your average winner is $500, your average loser is $500, and your winning percentage is 50%. Okay.
Right.
So you're without commissions, you're a break-even trader. Which, if you're in your first year of trading, honestly, guys, you're doing all right. You know, that is the one thing of some of these funded companies that bothers me a little bit, and it's not necessarily their fault, but it creates this expectation you should be successful in your first 3 to 6 months of your career. If you're coming to those after a couple years of some level of success, that's fine. But if you're, there's just not that many people that have like consistent trading success. I mean, you can, I think we all know that there's people that have attempted to, play the prop firm meta game and all that. But in terms of finding consistent setups and trading in a sustainable style, most people can't do that in their first 6 to 9 months. Usually it takes a little longer than that. There are exceptions, but by and large, that's just not. That's the rule is it's going to take you at least a few months, if not longer, to begin to see some consistent success. So I always say you take your average loser, your average winner, and your winning percentage. Everybody thinks, and I did too. So like when I trash, or I don't really trash, but when I generalize beginning traders, it's because I did all that, right? Like, and as I like to say, I never make the same mistake twice. I make it 5 or 6 times just to be sure. And so we always think, all right, 500 winner, 500 loser, 50%. I need to take my winners and get them up to 1,000, right? Like that's what I need to do. That's how I'm going to solve this. First of all, good luck. Second of all, it's just not practical. So, but again, just get to the point maybe where your average winner is $600, your average loser is $400. Even without adjusting your winning percentage, you're net 200 positive on every couple of trades, right? Now, that doesn't mean you trade 60 times a day, unless that's your setup calls for that. Most momentum ones that I do not. But that's progress, right? Even just making 2 trades a day and being net $200 a day, that is progress. A lot of people would take that. That's $1,000 a week. That's assuming 2 weeks of vacation and holidays. That's 48 to 50 grand a year. That makes a lot of difference to a lot of people's lives. I mean, is that ultimately where we want to be as traders? No. We of course want to be making way more than that, but you have to walk before you run, and you have to float before you can swim. And so I'll tell people, let's work on just getting your average winner up a little bit, and then also getting your average loser down a little bit, and then we'll work on the winning percentage. And you don't need to be making $10,000 per trade. If you can eventually get up to, let's say, $600, $650, $700 is your average winner, and maybe down to about 400 as your average loser. And now we can tick up your winning percentage to 53, 54. I know all these people, I win at a 70% rate. Okay, maybe you do. I get exhausting seeing too many, present company excluded, like some of the YouTube crowd out there. It's just, okay, I'm not going to say somebody's legit or they're not legit. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy with my own shit, but all you got to do is get your average winner bigger than your average loser, get your winning percentage as far above 50 as you could be. I traditionally, at least under my last journal, I'm 57.8% winners, right? So here I'm sitting here telling you I lose 40+% of the time on my trades. But my average losers are a lot smaller than my average winners, and that's how you build accounts. We focus so much on the individual trade. And that's fine. When we're getting into a trade, that's what we do. But focus on the 10,000-foot view, and that's what traders really need to be successful.
Makes a lot of sense. For those of you unaware, Matt from Phidias Trading is with us today. Phidias Trading is the only trading coach and educator that I recommend. He's joined us today to talk about some things.
He's just trying to get more free coaching sessions. But yeah, all right. So we're open now. Let's kind of see where we go. Yeah. Like I said, I'm taking the first 10 to 15 minutes, kind of gauge the market. I actually, people will say, well, Matt, you don't trade the first 15 minutes. I bet you're not hoping for a lot of movement. No, I want some great movement, right? For me, the
Right now we're seeing a big move down. And then it bounces right as I say that. Is there anybody out there? Oh, now it says, okay, OBS reconnected. Can you guys hear me?
I can see you. I've got the stream up but muted, so I think you're
Okay.
good.
Okay, Ace says we're back. Yes. Okay, we're back. Thank you, Comcast, for that outage.
Can
Okay.
can they hear me?
Can they hear? Can you guys hear him? Can you hear Matt?
Mic
Okay.
check, check, check,
Yeah,
check.
they should be hearing
Okay,
you.
good.
Good. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Continue on, Matt.
All right, you got Comcast in Central Illinois. I get to drop them and pick up Spectrum, which I kind of hear is like selling a place next to a graveyard to buy a place next to a sewer. But you know,
Now we're rising back up to where we started.
so guys, I've shared with a lot of my the people that are in my community and that stuff about um so I'm moving down to the St. Louis area. I'm not going to be too far from Ox, so maybe I'll do a live stream one day while I egg his house at like midnight. That'd be the most YouTube thing ever. That's probably more TikTok. That's
uh, then they could all fight about it on Discord, whether you
yeah,
threw the eggs well enough or.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure it was just a disgruntled prop firm CEO. Oh crap, Josh is here. Man, you let anyone into this stream, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh no, Josh, you missed the conversation earlier. I'm psychic. I'm gonna tell you where the markets are gonna be to the tick in about an hour. So just hang in there. Money button for markets. Hey man, I don't run a firm. You can put that on your platform.
At the news there, guys, that's Josh from the Futures Desk, which is hopefully on track to be launching this week.
And I will say, all bullshit aside and joking, and Josh got a good sense of humor. Him and I always go back and forth. I could not be more excited for what they've got going on, and I will probably take the opportunity over the next 3 to 6 months to move the majority, if not all, of my trading into an account with them. I will just say this, I've been in education pretty much my whole life, and I've been a trading educator for about 8 years. And, I've had a lot of conversations with Josh, both at his previous stop and as they were preparing to launch the futures desk. And it's like, he's never asked me like, okay, what can we do to get the most clients, right? He's always asking me, okay, what can we do to educate and work with the traders that are there? I haven't. I mean, I don't have any kind of relationship with any CEOs at any other places like Ox does. But I just that's never been my experience in listening and talking and hearing those people is that it's all about, well, the next sale or the next feature on the account. It's not about how do we get people into a sustainable trading situation, right? Now, yeah, their model is set up that when you do well, they do well. And quite frankly, that's who I want to give money to. I don't want, somebody who's going to stick me in sim funded. That's just not, I mean, no offense if that's your thing, that's just not my thing. But I'm really looking forward to their launch. They've got some any individual feature they have is like, okay, well, you're going to be like, well, this, I can get that here or here. But the way it's all put together, and I'm assuming as they launch, they will start unveiling that, is unlike anything else out there. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I absolutely agree. I've also had the pleasure of watching things as it's been built and the tech behind it and everything that's put together is exciting.
And if once Ox hits 100 accounts sold, I'll pick him up. We'll drive down to Florida and egg Josh's house.
Yeah. It's still got a pretty good throwing arm.
Well, we're in the boot. Actually, we're in the booties up here in the Midwest. We could load a trailer with some manure and just dump it on his front lawn. And just in case you don't need another selling point for TFD, they have Raj. Raj is the man, the myth, the legend, the Raj. So they can legitimately say no place else has him.
Yeah, Raj is awesome.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere near him. I don't want to get caught in I don't want to get caught in a crossfire, literally or figuratively, if anything involving that gentleman.
The biggest thing I'm impressed with the futures desk is he found a way to name it without having the word funded, funding, trader, or trading in the title.
Hmm.
Every other firm is something, something, funding, something, something, funded, trader, funded, funded, trading, 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 funding. Bam.
I know. Like these firms, like even Chat GPT would be like, "Come on, man, use your imagination," you know. All right. So what do we got here? So one thing I will share this with you guys. One thing that I use to I don't exclusively trade the NQ. I trade NQ, ES, GC, CL, YM, and RTY, and I'm starting to get a little more acclimated with copper and silver as well. But what the NQ, as we refer to it in my community, is the monkey on meth. That is my barometer for the markets in general. And because if the NQ is not doing anything, mostly the rest of the indexes usually aren't doing anything, and sometimes the entire rest of the futures market isn't doing anything. And we're not seeing a lot of movement outside of a decent gap up here in CL, at least from New York session to New York session. But the NQ ATR is something I pay pretty close attention to, 5 minute ATR. So that's coming in at 16.12 according to my chart right now. That's I do not typically trade indexes. I would say this is a guideline rather than a rule, but it's a pretty hard guideline. I will typically not trade the indexes if the 5 minute ATR and the NQ is below 18 because that's just not getting me the movement that I need. I guess by technical definition, I'm considered a scalper, but I'm not a micro scalper. In the NQ, I'm usually playing for about 20 to 30 handles on my first exit, and then I'm going to try and let some other stuff run. But it's you know, like right now, until that ATR is up above 18, I'm not touching any indexes.
Right now, it's just kind of not moving a whole lot.
Anybody in the chat have any questions? As long as we're just kind of a little choppy here, I hate when somebody comes on any event and just talks at people for a while. I used to hate that when I was learning. So if anybody has any questions, I can tell
And
you all about trading or Josh's personal life. Just take your pick.
uh, any questions, guys? Gals? Silence.
Well, I think that just means we're dropping such deep knowledge that they need tons of time
Uh,
to average rainfall of the Amazon River
okay.
Basin. I don't know, but I wouldn't be shocked if there's a futures contract for that. That sounds like some crypto shit right there. The rain token.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. You're right. That's on me. That's on me. But I did clarify trading or Josh questions. So you guys are missing an opportunity. We have the chance to build like an urban legend of Josh. Like, and Ferris Bueller was like, "Did you hear that Ferris this or this or this?" Like, I know this is the internet, but we are definitely not in a aperture velocity on unladen swallow. It's never too early for Monty Python.
Remember, you
Well,
like
I get, if we don't get some decent movement in the indexes in about the next 15, 20 minutes, I guess y'all can blame me. So one other little metric I'll talk to you guys about is so I told you about the NQATR, right? And that I'll use it as kind of the basis for am I trading the indexes, am I not? Another thing that I will use as a gauge of the indexes is in the NQ, the relationship of the ATR versus the standard deviation width off of VWAP, right? So the distance between VWAP and +1 standard deviation, et cetera, et cetera. When those numbers are close to each other, I do not want to be trading. And for the simple reason that as standard deviation width increases, that means the index is trending, right? It's moving in one direction. When the ATR is higher than the dev width, that tells me there's movement, but it's chop fest, right? In my room, we refer to that as the politician's market, because whereas a politician can say a lot or talk a lot without saying anything, that type of market is moving a lot, but not really going anywhere. And so that's a nice, for me, I'm probably decent intelligence, but I'm not the smartest guy in any room that I walk into. And so the way my style of trading, if somebody has like really complex setups and things, like, good for them. And again, if you demonstrate month over month over month over month over month profitability, I'm not going to tell you you're doing anything wrong, because I mean, yeah, there's always things to clean up, but if you're demonstrating profitability month over month for 6, 8, 12 months, I can't tell you're doing anything wrong. But at the same time, um, and I just lost my train of thought. Don't you hate that?
yes, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
Oh, I got it. So anyway, I will have like general rules and guidelines about when I trade and when I don't. Like I just described some of them for you. So then my setups they're not really all that complex. And so it's sort of market conditions are right for trading. I'm trading my setups. And I have found that when certain conditions are not right for trading, my setups don't work. So it's sort of, I may get 15 to 20 good setups based on the technicals per day, right? But the market may only be right and cooperating to trade 7 of them. And from there, then I'll narrow it down to hopefully 3 or 4 that have the most room to run. So that's I think you have to have a trading methodology, right? And that's basically mine. That and having an understanding of again, it ties back to the average winner, average loser winning percentage, but having an understanding of when to trade and when not to trade, and having a risk reward ratio. Typically, I'm about 1.5 to 1, which means I'm willing to risk 20 handles in the NQ to make 30. And at that risk to reward, if I'm winning over 50% of the time, which traditionally I do, I'm going to make pretty good money. Especially, and at that point, all that's left to do is scale, right? Think about this, guys. If you're trading 5 micros, okay, across the board, 5 micros, and you have the ability to make, again, $1,000 a week on that. Let's say full time trading, you're averaging 1,000. Not every week's going to be $1,000, but let's say that's your average over multiple weeks. Everyone thinks then you need to be trading 10 different sets. No, just do that. Then just scale it. Go from 5 to 10. Go from 10 to 15. Go from 15 to 2 minis. right? The other small hack, as long as I have everyone here, that I would really recommend, and I've worked with a couple of traders on this very recently, is learning to scale out of your winners. I think it's better to trade 10 micros than it is one mini. And I know people are going to bring up commissions. Damn your commissions, right? Like that's to be able to scale out and you know, I'm not saying scale out necessarily in halves, maybe scale out in thirds, but just being able to leave even that just 2 to 3 micros to run. Sometimes, I mean, if we're talking NQ, sometimes that extra, you know, 15 handles and that adds an extra $100. And that happens 10 times a month. Well, that's an extra $1,000 per month. Again, these it's everyone assumes when you're going from a losing trader to a winning trader, it's making a bunch of big changes. And it can be. You know, if you're consistently losing and blowing out evals every day, you do need to make some big changes. But often it's the small little changes and just and again, understanding basic statistics, basic probabilities. If you don't, go on YouTube, find a course on it, or you know, some of these Ivy League schools that offer like free video courses online. You don't need a PhD in math or numbers or anything like that, but having a basic understanding of statistics, basic understanding of probability, standard deviation is going to be very, very important for just about everything that you're doing trading wise. You know, you've got to be able to do the work in trading, guys, and you have to be willing to put that in. And early on, because I work with people all the time, and so I got a job, I got kids. I get it, right? Like that's tough, but just finding, even if you can't trade more than an hour a day, if you're in your first few months of your career, you're better off spending that hour watching a webinar or reading The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas or anything like that. Guys, once you get to the point where you're truly good at this, the money will come. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make thousands every day or anything like that, although I hope you do. I hope you get it. But do the work and focus on that in your first year. Don't set any monetary-based goals. Set learning-based goals like, hey, this month, you know, we're going into 2025. Set some goals for yourself that are learning-based, right? I'm going to attend one webinar a month, or I'm going to read one trading related book a month. And there's plenty of trading books out there, guys, that are not like specific to one thing or other. The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas, the Market Wizard series, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. All these books are, you know, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator was written over almost 100 years ago, I believe. I think it was late 1920s. It's loosely based on the life of Jesse Livermore, who makes some of the YOLO traders today look like look like pansies. And this guy made and lost millions of dollars before making and losing millions of dollars was a thing, right? Like I think he made and lost like hundreds of billions if you adjust for inflation. And but the things and it's actually a novel, but it's based on his life. And some of the same things that he talks about in there are the same things that we talk about today in terms of trading psychology, knowing when to enter and exit, knowing when not to trade. That Livermore was huge on that. He has that very famous quote that it's not my being in trends early or being out of them or that made me money. It was my sitting, my knowing when to not participate. And he said, I think the quote, it's literally, it's easier that literally millions come to a trader when he's learned how to trade than thousands did in his day of ignorance. And I'll probably adjust that to, you know, thousands and hundreds, but it's 100% true. If you're in your first couple years of trading, you have to learn the skills of trading. You have to learn, you know, I honestly find a chart type. I recommend candlesticks, but find any chart type and learn the ins and outs. Spend months learning the ins and outs, right? Learn from a few different practitioners, learn a couple of different ideas, learn about some basic technical analysis, learn how to, the most important skill any trader can have, and this is something we do in my community, is building playbooks, right? Building setups and the process of doing that. That's what I aim to, you know, you asked me what's one thing you want to teach traders, that's it. The process of building, testing, revising, and deploying playbooks, because that is what we do every single day. Whether we trade or don't trade, it's based on those playbooks. And going through that process is invaluable for traders to understand, you know, because people ask me, when do you trade? Well, when I have a setup. Well, how do you know you have a setup? Well, it's one of my playbooks, right? And if I don't have a play, I don't trade. If I do, I do, assuming the market conditions are right. We've already talked about that. But yeah, it's a process. Don't be in a hurry. because once you get there, if you spend a little extra time and energy on the education side early on, that will go a very, very long way to getting you to the financial goals that you set. And do have a dream, guys. Do have a I've talked to people that I don't advise monetary goals, but like I worked with a trader a couple years ago who him and his wife were basically like, renters to renters. He wanted to buy a house. And so he found a picture of their dream house and he put it on his monitor, right? I'm not here to tell. I think maybe having, especially as we've seen recently, having like, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cars may not be the bit. But if that's your thing, by all means, you want to buy a Lamborghini with your trading profits. I'm not here to tell you can't do it. That's your damn money. You do whatever the hell you want with it. If that's your thing, put a picture there. If you want to put your kids through college, if you got, I don't have kids, but if you have kids, you probably have pictures of them on your desk anyway. But yeah, just unless you don't like them, which I guess I can't blame you. Some kids are, no, I'm kidding. But it's just focus on that every day. I'm tired. It's not, gosh, it's 10 o'clock. I want to go to bed. Take 30 minutes and read 10 pages of a book or 20 pages, whatever you can do in that time. Just little bits here and there will go a long, long way. But guys, understand it's a process, and we're all walking slightly different paths, even if we have some of the same guideposts along the way. There are no guarantees in this business, and I can't promise you anything. But I have a lot of evidence that will tell me if you just stick with it, you'll get there. Again, I'm not, I don't want you to message me in 5 years and say, you say I'd get there. But most of the people that I talk to that fail in this business, it's because they just gave up after a year or two. And guys, it was 3 years into this before I really began to feel, I don't even want to use the term comfortable, but feel like I kind of had a grip of what's going on. And I think, you want to talk about, it takes about 3 to 4 years to see every kind of day the market can throw at you, multiple times usually. The good news is that wasn't the case 20, 30 years ago. Now, with the access to the technology, the information, and the way the market cycles just go so quickly now, you've got all the opportunities in the world to be very, very successful, but you got to stick it out. As I say, you have to be the right kind of stubborn to be a good trader, right? You have to be stubborn enough to not quit, but you have to not be so stubborn you're not willing to make changes. Somebody will tell me, Ox has it, does the prop firms, the funded trader companies, right? So but people will call me up and say, I failed 25 evals in a row. And my first question is not, what did you do wrong? We'll get into that. But my first question is, what are you going to do differently? Right off the top of your head, what are you going to do differently for 26? Because that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. If you fail 2, 3, 4 evals, guess what that makes you? A beginning trader. Nothing wrong with that. We've all been there. Okay. But if you are failing 10, 15, 20 evals in a row, it's time to look at something, and you have to make some changes. Maybe there's some small changes. Maybe they're big changes. Most likely they're both. But honestly, guys, really, really stick with it. And the rewards of this business are beyond what I ever contemplated when I got in. All right, finally getting a little breakout movement here. Pull up my right goes here, see what we're looking at.
About hitting the high of the overnight right now. I'm breaking through it. Or not.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm checking a few things. I don't see anything that's really jumping out to me right now.
Well, this is the choppy calm before the CPI storm tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be. I would, the market's going to react to what it reacts to. but it does seem like some of the economic stuff has not had the impact that we're accustomed to it having over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Even earnings. I mean, we had Apple, Amazon earnings a couple weeks ago, and the market's just like shrugged. All right. Well, before I take off, does anyone else have any questions?
Any questions for Matt? Before you go, Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about your community and what you're building over there at Tertius Trading?
Absolutely, and I just dropped my email in the link as well, just matt@tertiustrading.com. So, guys, about a year ago, I started a small community of some longtime clients, and the idea was to build out something that's a little better than what's out there, right? And to have it, focus on again building and deploying playbooks. And so, but over the past year or so, I've taken again a group of trusted clients, and we've gamed out a lot. We've played out a lot. We tried this, we adjusted this, we like this, we don't like this. And so like my community that's been going for almost a year now is coming out of beta, and I'm opening it up to well, I'm capping it at 50, and we're at I think 17 right now, but I just opened everything yesterday. So it's called the Day Traders Guild. And what we do every day, we have a strategy session at noon Eastern. Well, it goes from 30 to 60 minutes. We have office hours twice a week, and we have channels for the playbooks that we're building. This community it's based on my website. We have a chat function, but it's not like Discord where people need to be present all the time. And it's designed to teach you that very specific playbook skill. I'll get. I think Ox, I got to get you an updated link, but it's and guys, I'm one of the few educators out there. I know this sounds like a sales line, but it's really true. Who makes enough money? I don't need to charge $200, $300, $400 a month or sell $2,000 courses or anything like that. I've done that in the past for other companies. I don't really like doing it. I put a lot of time and energy into this. So, people say, well, if you're that good, why don't you give it away for free? Well, because I put a lot of time and energy into it, and I'm not spending 20 hours a week doing something that doesn't have a return. But so I put a price point on the community of $59 a month, and that's it. And so it's something that's designed to supplement the communities. Like if you like watching Ox every morning, that's great. This doesn't get in the way of that. But I just want to build a group of like-minded traders that can help each other out and help us build. I lead the discussions. So you have a mentor and experienced trader, but I'd really encourage you to check that out. Until I get Oxy updated link, if you'd like the information on that, you're more than welcome to direct message me on Discord. Trader Matt is my screen name. I'm in the I think VIP section there on Ox's server. I will never direct message you cold, just like Ox. I'm not important enough for anyone to act as a scammer for me yet, but I won't ever message you. But you are welcome to message me. I will respond, and I'll get you that information if you'd like. But I encourage you to come check it out. And outside of that, guys, it was a pleasure stopping in. I may talk with Ox. Maybe I'll make a little more regular appearance from time to time for questions and insight and stuff like that. But honestly, guys, my best advice is stick with it and just do your thing.
You're welcome back anytime, Matt. I enjoy having you here. Hearing you what you have to say each time and letting the community interact with you. So definitely we can make this a regular thing anytime. Just let me know.
All right, guys. And remember, when I hit 50 subscribers, I'm egging Ox's house. So that's a little more incentive there. All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. Ox, take it easy, man. I'll reach out later, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Have a great one, Matt.
Bye.
How's everyone doing today? Software. Go. Are we red today, green today, or where? Hey, Steven, he said that most likely launch this week for Project X. Yeah, I like having Matt on. So honestly, I love having guests on in general, especially, ones that, handle most of the conversation because, it allows me to just sit back and kind of relax and just watch the charts. Now, I did take one trade while he was talking and it was a winner, but, it allows me to relax a little bit, which I really needed after last night. Fallen here. So it looks like we made a double top with the overnight high. Got up. Wow, that fell faster than I thought. It fell 60 points. Figures. Matt leaves, and then all of a sudden the market starts moving. At least my Discord's calm right now. Sitting here, 190. See what's everything else doing? Gold. Gold made a nice recovery, but now it's trying to head down. Ultra Bond made a nice recovery, but now it's trying to head down. Copper made a nice recovery. Now it's trying to head down. I think I'm saying the same thing. Yeah, crude, nice rise up. So what do you think, guys? Is Bitcoin going to hit 100,000? Great. Someone left a YouTube comment on my video for Phoenix, all in French. I have no idea what it says. Blue candle pop. Taking the long off the blue candle. Ooh. Trying to get up to the, actually it's the 200 EMA. Let's see if it breaks through the 9 or if it comes back down on me. I think it's coming back down on me. Maybe not. Here it comes again. Run for the 9. There's a break of the 9. Pops. Yep, couldn't sustain above. Make another run. Come on. Nope. There it goes. There we go. There's my target. 10 points. It's the 200 EMA. Exactly. Wants to continue to rise. I do need to try what Matt's talking about and go down to 10 micros, which is I hate to commission, and set up my stuff to scale out some. You can see this is running now, 195 up to 222. Well, oops. So maybe it's going to make the run now to try and break that overnight high. Still rising up. Pulls back. So I guess maybe it's not the run to try and break the overnight high. Bounces on the 200. How you doing, Burrell? Sitting here. P&L right now is up 346.28. How's everyone else doing? Red, green, or somewhere in between? Purple candle coming back down. Doesn't want to break the 200. I didn't take it. Drop it like it's hot. Dropping like it's hot. Dropping like it's hot. Yep, can't get through that 200 EMA, so Yeah, BTC is going crazy. Again, definitely regret. I was going to put $1,000 on the Shiba Inu a couple weeks ago. I would have just about doubled my money. Pop it back up. Blue candle off the 200 is a consideration, but I'm not. This is Chop Fest. Chop City, USA. Purple trying to form now. It's not going anywhere right now. CPI tomorrow should get some movement. Hopefully it's not like this tomorrow. RJ and I will get very bored. Why are you in a coma today, RJ? Oh yeah, Chop City. Looks like the YM's moved down decently there, though, didn't it? I'm gonna have to end up figuring out how to get rid of Seth. He hasn't broken a rule yet for me to do that. And I don't ban people unless they break rules. But you know, I tried to apologize to him for the way I acted last night. Uh, Basically, I mean, you know, he's first of all, he said, "I'm still here if you want to have at it." Maybe in context like voice, where we can give everyone full context. But I warn you, you don't completely understand what you're talking about, and when it's my turn, I won't hold back. And I replied, "Yeah, I don't want to fight you or argue with you. You have every right to believe whatever you want to believe. My actions last night were below what I expected myself, and I'm sorry." And his reply to that was, "That's okay. You're right to be afraid." Where are you seeing the invalid link so I can fix that, Reggie? And yes, I'll drop the. You missed a huge fight last night, Burl. CFT and Kellyanne went at it, and me and Seth went at it, and it was just a big mess. I think it is. He invited people to his YouTube today. He invited me to come on his YouTube today, and he posted his link, and I let him post his link. Uh, CFT attacked Kellyanne for promoting prop firms he doesn't agree with, and then he started just outright attacking her for her content. I admit, I kind of like, I kind of started with Seth first, and because I was already agitated and I shouldn't have. But he came on, and you know, he was like, you know, I asked him how he found my channel, and he was coming in for the FTT stuff, and then he's like, um, he says he's working on a video titled "Prop Firms Are for Suckers." And now I'm rethinking that because I'm realizing it's basically calling 80% of the trading community suckers. And actually, I think I'll still go with that. And then he told me about how technical analysis contradicts every piece of hard evidence he's ever found. I'm mad at CFT. The link expired? That one right there that I just posted expired? Never really said any rude things to me, but he does kind of make barbed comments at at some of the things I do. I just made that link. I mean, it's the default link. Hold on. It worked for me. Hold on. Let me try a different temporary link. Uh, uh, Speculator Seth. He didn't really beef with me last night, but I mean, I do the same things that he was beefing with another person about. Try that one, Reggie. See if that works. But yeah, I mean, I have no issues with CFT, but like he's trashing anybody that promotes any more than the five prop firms he approves of. Yeah. I mean, it's all up there, Burrell. If you have a chance, you can see. Uh, I let it get too far out of hand because honestly, I didn't know how to stop it. I was, I thought it was just going to flare up and then be, you know, tempered back down, and that didn't happen. No, Ace. Okay, he's talking about CFT, not Seth. And eh, uh, CFT is on this thing where only five good firms, blah blah blah. No, CFT loves prop firms, but only the certain five now that he puts his stamp of approval on, and is acting like everyone should follow that. CFT makes hundreds of thousands of dollars promoting prop firms. Yes, Apex is his number one, Hassan. Well, Apex is my number five at this point. But I mean, first of all, I totally respect if someone only thinks five prop firms are worth it, whatever. And those five prop firms, honestly, are 88% of the my earnings. So I mean, if I just wanted to promote those five, my life would be a lot easier because doing what I do takes a lot of my time. But that's not. I don't think that's good. Anytime you have a consolidation like that in any industry, you start seeing prices go up and you see quality go down. At one time, almost every prop firm that's in his top five didn't exist. So if you never give a chance to a new prop, his top five wouldn't exist because none of his top five are the originals. Top Step, Earn a Trade, One Up, You Profit, and Leela. Seth was there to. That Seth just happened to show up in the middle of it, and he was there to bash prop firms. Well, actually, he was there to find out information about that prop firm that failed, and then he decided to bash prop firms, and I decided to yell at him for being a flat earther. The Seth and me situation was totally different than the CFT versus Kellyanne situation. This all happened at the same time. Yeah, he took a couple shots at Ace. I'm long. For anybody that's new to either my Discord or the channel, normally we don't have this type of drama, and normally I'm not talking about this kind of drama. So please excuse me. This is totally not usually part of MightyOxTrading. I kind of brought you up, and I said about how you guys had PTSD from his channel. Sorry about that. Like I said, he was making me mad, so I was kind of taking shots. Not something I normally do, and I was already agitated by the CFT versus Kellyanne situation. I'm sorry, Ace. I should not have brought your name to. Honestly, I was like totally off my game last night. No, he couldn't. He said he couldn't really. He didn't said he didn't really remember what happened with RJ. He remembered you, and he said about how your setups. There was no. He proved there was no way your setups could work, but he thinks you switched to something different now. Looks like this is gonna top out here. I'm gonna take the stop. Yep, there it is. That didn't work. Thought we were gonna go up, down, up. No, he didn't. He invited me on his stream, or he invited me to simultaneously stream with him. Uh, Ace, did he know where you live? I'm not sure if he did. I know I might have been wrong on that, on the flat Earth thing. I know he believes in a bunch of conspiracies. I don't know if it's flat Earth, but he said one creepy thing about going and knocking on your door. Ah, there. It stopped me out, and now it's gonna go. Watch that. Yeah, I messed that one up, and I did apologize to him. I probably did that. He did say I'm still friends with Ace, but I was okay with when he left. He wasn't contributing anything anymore. He was very good at appearing to have a working strategy, but it was just random. Ace is just bitter that I wouldn't let him get away with his own conspiracy theories and nonsense he believes. Yes, Ace. He also told me he's between jobs and has no intention of ever trading full time. Okay, I apologize, Ace. It was the other way around. Do you know where he lives? It says if you want to include Ace, he should just come down to my house. I apologize. I had that reversed. So we are still choppy here, which is why we're talking about this. But look at gold. Gold just dropping like a rock. Trying to hold on to 2,600. Wait, somebody married? No, okay, I shouldn't say that. That's rude. So yeah, I want a few drama-free days. I'm hoping if I never bring him up again, if I never mention him again in Discord, he'll go away. USC, it might be the calm before the CPI storm tomorrow. No news headlines today, really, and the Fed speakers didn't say anything. It's my theory anyway, USC. I can't guarantee it's the truth. Could be that Ace's friend at the CME is just taking the day off and there's nobody at the switch. Anyway, I will always have Seth to thank for Ace and RJ finding me and me getting two great friends. So for that, I'm thankful for Seth. By the way, that thing I sent you, Ace, is supposed to be there now by Friday. I finally got tracking on it. So for those of you that are new, for those of you that are regulars, I apologize for the drama conversation. Hopefully, we didn't scare away. Hold on, I lost him. Oh yeah, Primus. Still with us, Primus, or did my talk about the drama scare you away? Normally, we don't talk drama. We're going to try and bounce here, maybe. Again, we're hanging around that 200 EMA. LRJ, brush up on your shoe content. If YM gets stole tomorrow, you'll have something to talk about with USC. Oh, the devil wears Prada. It did bounce here. Considered taking that, but I didn't like the way it was playing with the 200 EMA. Yeah. 150 pairs? I've never owned more than 2 pairs of shoes at one time in my life. Ace, I could never do that. It would foil my plot to get Mrs. Ace. uh, we need shoe futures. So she kisses you when you mention another man's name. We have about 8 minutes until the top of the hour. The end of this was very odd stream, except for the map part. The map part was normal. So I just figured out that I need to, if I want to make more money from my store, I need to add some MightyOxTrading shoes. Oddly, I believe one of those places do have the shoes. Wow, look at this. I could make women's athletic shoes, women's slip-on canvas shoes, women's slides, and whatever sublimination flip-flops are. And it has men's all that stuff as well. I could make Mighty Ox Trading version of those. Wow. Oh yeah, I know. But thing is, USC, the way it works with these places is I don't have to like pay for. I mean, people can just buy one at a time, and it's not like I have to have inventory. They make them as they're ordered with my design, so I never have to. I never have to worry about having inventory or like making, you know, ordering 10 at a time and whatever. Move down here, back down to 205. So it looks like it's going to test 200 again. Ace, does K-pop still want a hoodie for Christmas? I stare at my foot all the time. I have it on a jar on my desk. Just kidding. I always love to kill the chat with an amputation joke. Oh, so you need to get one for yourself. In a few years, I'm going to have all these teenagers joining MightyOxTrading, and I have no idea why. Ooh, look at this breakdown. Finally going to move. Well, at least we didn't cover creepy Seth's feet. Now, I mean, I kind of stuck. I ended up. I'm the one that brought you guys up, so he would have never brought you up. He would have never known you guys were members of MightyOxTrading. He didn't even realize I live streamed. He had no idea who I was, which I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. So nice move down here. Unfortunately, just as the stream is about to end. Wait, why would he have a stroke while streaming? Does he have a medical condition of some sort, or? No, you don't need to worry about that, Crypticon. Okay, we've had some interesting times today. I hope we didn't lose anybody. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow for 8 hours. Me and RJ. 8 hours and some fun CPI action there at the start. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, Reggie, I do 3 hours, 8 to 11. But tomorrow we'll be here 8 hours. So if you can join us then, we'll be here